All right, good morning. We've got about another minute until we get started. Okay, we're going to get started in just a few seconds here. It's 7 a.m. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a nice 30-minute band workout. I have 3 different bands here. So this is the most intense, the red. And then it looks like the yellow and then the blue is going to be the most simple. And if you only have bands and you're not feeling the resistance, you can always double up and add a couple here. I've had these for a while, and I've noticed this red one, since I've been using it, is getting a little bit worn. So I may need to order some new ones. Thankful for Amazon and Target and all the places we can order the equipment that we need right now. I'm going to set those to the side for a moment, and we're just going to get a little bit warmed up, just get the blood flowing and the movement going. First, I want to give a nice shout out to Big River Running, a really wonderful local company where I got this really cool shirt, Run STL, St. Louis, with a little arch in there. They are still taking orders online, and you can pick up or have delivery. They can suit all your running needs once we get back out in public, out of this quarantine. You'll be able to go on in and they can measure you for your running shoes. They can check your stride to find you the right shoes for running, cycling, what you're needing so that it fits your foot properly and that your body can function properly with the right shoe. It's very, very important for your activities. So big shout out to Big River Running today. Awesome store, great, cool local clothes and hats and things like that. So check them out. And we're just going to get warmed up. Just a few squats here to warm up the hips. Feet a little bit wider than hip distance. Just bend the knees, weight to the heels, and come on up. We're just going to take a few of these. Just get the body moving, the blood flowing. So with this workout, you can always do it without bands if you don't have any. The bands are just going to give you more resistance, make your body work a little bit harder. Let's do about 4 more here. We've got 2 more. 1 more, nice. Do a couple side lunges. Bring it out to the side and in, to the side and in. We might have a cameo by a cat in a moment. Couple more here. 1 more each side. Let's take a big breath in. Good, lean it over to the side. Come on back through center to the other side. And bring it back and just take a couple little twists, warming up the spine. We've got 1 more in. And twist. And come on up. Take those hands in front of you. Lace your fingers, feet come wide. Curl your back, chin to chest. Press your palms forward. Release it, rise up. Lace your hands behind your back. Shrug your shoulders back, push them down. Push down with your knuckles, lift with your chin. And come on back up. I'm just going to march in place for about 30-45 seconds here. Starting to get the blood flowing. Maybe roll the shoulders back a few times, open up the chest. So this video will live on my Facebook page and my YouTube channel. where I have my other classes on there. Tomorrow morning at 7, every Friday at 7, I'll be having a new class called Build, Balance, Flow, which is a class I've created to build strength, flexibility, mobility, and work on balance. And that'll be at 7 and Fridays. And then I also am teaching for Yoga Buzz tomorrow for Earth Day at 2:30, Friday at 2:30. It's a 30-minute class, so tune in for that one. Let's go ahead and get started with the band. So you can always start with a heavy band, see how it feels, and move to less resistance if that's what you need. We're going to take some side steps. So you're going to take that band, bring it up around your thighs. You're going to come into that squat stance, feet a little bit wider than hips. Bend the knees into your squat. Then you're going to step to the side and bring that foot in. Step to the left and bring it in. Step, bring it in. Step and bring it in. Just a few more here. And if this is a little intense on your legs today, you can take it here. Still stepping out and in, out and in. Good, we're gonna go about 10 more seconds here. And let's bring it up, take a breath. We're gonna come into squats. So anytime you're doing squats, even if you have a barbell or you have dumbbells or anything like that, more weights, you can always put this band on for a little extra resistance. Feet are maybe a little bit wider than hip distance, toes out just a bit. Bend the knees, sit the hips back, and come on up. So you want your knees in line with your toes. And this might be where you're at today, and that's great. If you can take it lower, go ahead. That band's just going to add a little extra resistance here on the thighs. And bring it down and up. Good, keep going here. Press into the feet to rise up. Keep your chest lifted. Relax your neck and your jaw. We're gonna go about 30 more seconds here with this move. And I always, when I work with bands, especially if I'm having them on my legs, I always like to wear at least capris. Because anytime I put the band on my bare skin, it always gets a little uncomfortable, pulls on it, rubs on it. So I like to wear full pants if I can when I'm working with the bands. Let's do 2 more squats here. We've got 1 more squat. Let me look at my little cheat sheet here. And we're going to go ahead and release that band from your legs for now. Move to a little upper body work. So we're going to do some rows. And different bands, you can do different things. So this band is kind of small. So I'm going to take it underneath my right foot, hold it in my right hand, turn it just a little bit so my palm faces to the left, and hinge forward, keeping my core engaged, hinging at the hips, chest is lifted, and I'm just going to pull and release. So just bend the elbow and gently release. Good, so you can add extra resistance, taking your time to pull, and then take it slow as you straighten that arm. Adds a little more resistance to it. Keep the core engaged and the chest lifted. Imagine scraping your rib cage with your bicep here. So we've got another set of rows later on that you can do seated. This is just a little bit different feel to it. We're gonna do about 4 more on this side, then we're gonna switch sides. I was hoping to take this workout outside, but it's really not the day for that. So maybe next week we'll get a workout in outside. or 2. We'll see. I lost count there, so let's do one more here. And then we're going to switch sides. Take that band underneath the left foot. Turn it so your palm faces to the right. Hinge it forward, nice proud chest. And row and release. Row and release. Nice deep breaths here, keeping that chest open, bending the elbow, keeping your arm close to your body. We're going to go about 6 more here. We've got 3 more. Last 2. And we got 1 more here. Good, release that foot. Come on up for a breath. And we're gonna do some bicep curls. So again, this band is kind of small. If you have a longer band, you can lift up a little bit more. But you're gonna take that band underneath the right foot again. You're gonna turn it so your palm faces forward. You're gonna have to bend those knees. And you're gonna curl and release. So it's not a big curl. It's about a half curl here. You can also do a hammer curl, palm facing to the left again. Let's do 4 more here. You got 3 more. 2 more. We've got 1 more here. Release it to the other side, taking it into that left foot. Palm can face to the right or all the way front. Core is engaged. Curl and release. Curl and release. Good. Keep going here. If you're noticing that this is bothering your low back, you can go ahead and take it down to kneeling. Right here. So I know a lot of people, I've heard a lot of people talking about lower back issues with us all being inside more, working from home. We're not working right now. If your low back is bothering you, we'll do some stretches at the end that help. A cat-cow is one of my favorites, or just some extra stretches, some yoga. Let's do 2 more. Or if it's really bothering you, I do highly recommend a chiropractor to help. You might need an adjustment to get things back in the right situation. Let's go ahead and release from that curl, and we're going to come into lat pull downs. So you can be standing or kneeling. You're going to take both sides of the band, and you're going to have your arms in front of your body. Bend your elbows, pull it down if you can to your chest, and then slowly release it up. And bring it down and release it up. Again, keeping the core engaged. Nice deep breaths. Let's do about 10 more here. You've got 9. You've got 8. Down to 7. 6. And if you need to, you can always release that band and have resistance here regardless. So pull down and press up to create that resistance if you don't have the band. I think we're down to, say, 4. Last 3. We've got 2. And 1. So this next one's going to work the chest. You can do it standing here with your arms in a little bit of a circle, or you can bring it down to your back. Either one's a great option. You're going to put a little curve to your elbows, and you're going to open up your arms as much as you can, and then slowly bring them back to that circle. Open it up, and back to that circle. Keep going here, either on the ground, kneeling or standing. So I have a couple other exercises too that you can do kneeling, like in a tabletop position or standing up with some kickbacks. Standing up is a little more intense, and I'll show you that option and the other one as well. Let's do 2 more here. And you've got 1 more. And gently release it. Take a breath, take a little break if you need it. We're going to move into triceps. So with the triceps, you want to take that band into your right hand. Take your left hand back behind you like this. Grab both ends of the band. You want your elbows out. And then you're just going to lift up the right arm as much as you can, and then slowly bring it back in. So try and keep your pinky facing up, your elbow facing out. And it's okay if it doesn't get very high. This can be a little bit intense with the band. Let's do about 6 more, then we'll switch sides. So you can always take longer on these exercises. I just wanted to give you guys some exercises to do. In a little 30-minute span, you can always take longer with each move. I lost count. Ooh, let's switch sides. So you're going to take it in the right hand, or the left hand, the right hand, the left hand behind you. I think I mixed you guys up on the other side. And bring it up and bring it in. And you may notice that one side of your body is a little stronger than the other side, moves a little bit better. That's pretty normal. We usually have one dominant side. It's usually your dominant hand, like I'm left-handed, and this is my left hand, even though I think in the video it looks like my right. And that is more and more dominant side, my stronger side. Let's do a few more here. We've got just a couple more. You've got 1 more. So go ahead and release that band. Grab a drink anytime you need it. Take a breath anytime you need it. We're going to take that band around our thighs. We're going to work on some lunges. So if you have something, a little step up to put underneath your foot, I'm going to grab a block. You're going to come into a split squat. So you can take that left leg back, right leg forward. And here you're going to want your knee in line with your toe. Feet are hip distance. That band's around your thighs. You're going to bend and come on up. And sometimes that band slides up. That happens. And then you're just going to bend and bring it up. Bend and bring it up. Keep going there. You can always adjust the band. Keep going with those split squats. Any of these exercises, you can add dumbbell or kettlebells for weight as well. All right, this is just not working today with my thighs. Let's do 1 more and then we'll switch sides. So take that left foot forward, right leg back. Trying to keep that band on your thighs. Take that split squat stance. Toes straight ahead. Bend and come up. Bend and come up. So keep the chest lifted. Relax the shoulders. Relax your neck and jaw. Let's do a few more on this side. Let's get 2 more. And we've got 1 more. Come on up. Go ahead and release that band for a moment. So for our kickbacks, you're going to have 2 options. You can bring it down to tabletop. And with tabletop, you're going to put it on the right foot and around the left ankle. coming to your elbows or your hands, and then your right foot stays flexed. You're going to push that heel back and bring it in. If you want more intensity, take that band either to your calves, and you can find a wall. Then take it to the bottom of your right foot. You'll push it back. For most intensity, take it up to your thighs. And then and this takes a little maneuvering, take that right foot, take it behind your right foot, push back and bring it in. So try and keep your heel pushing with your heel, keeping that foot flexed. Push and in, push and in, push and in. Keep your core engaged, shoulders relaxed. Keep going here. You're going to do 4 more on this side. I'm going to do the other set in the tabletop position for you to see that set. You've got about 2 and 1. So you'll switch sides. It always takes a moment to switch up the band, move sides, but you want around your thigh, your calf, or your ankle, and then the sole of your left foot. In that tabletop, you'll be on your hands or your elbows. Left foot is flexed. You're going to push back and bring it in. Push back and bring it in. Really push through your heel, working those glutes. Push back and bring it in. Now we're going to go about 4 more here. 3. We've got 2. And we've got 1. And release it. So if you're not already in your tabletop, come on down here. We're going to do a little bit of plank work, and then we'll bring it back up again. So you can take that band, bring it around your calves or your thighs, and we're going to do some plank tap out. So you can be on your hands or your elbows. Come up to your toes. You're going to tap that foot out and bring it in. Tap it out and in. So try and keep your body as still as you can. Keep the core engaged, the spine long. Keep breathing nice and deep here. Let's do 4 more. 3, 2, and you've got 1 more. Nice. Lower the knees. Take a breath. We've got a few more exercises. I actually have a whole bunch more. Maybe this weekend I'll do another band workout so that you can see some more fun exercises and have a couple different bands you can use as well. We're going to take it down to our back for a few exercises. So for bridge, slide it up around your thighs like we did with our squats. If you have a bench or anything, you can put your feet up. It's going to give you more resistance as well. Knees stay in line with toes, arms by your side. Pressure hits up, squeeze your glutes, and then bring them back down. Press it up and squeeze, and bring it back down. Press it up, squeeze, and back down. So keep going here, nice deep breaths. Keep breathing. You guys are doing awesome. If you haven't worked with bands before, only done a little bit of work, they can be pretty intense. So we definitely were going to do a couple minute stretch at the end to make sure we get everything stretched out, relaxing the muscles. You can also, if you have a foam roller, I highly recommend to roll your body out. You can roll out pretty much everything except your neck, so anything shoulders and below. Let's do 2 more here. You've got 2, and you've got 1 more here. And bring it down. So we're going to come up to seated. I'm going to show you that other row that's a little bit less intense. You're going to slide that band to the bottoms of your feet. Sit up nice and tall. And you can do this one or two-handed. So you can hold on, have a nice tall seat, feet flexed, bend your knees a little bit if you need to, and you're going to pull back and then gently release. So pull those elbows into your sides and release. And then you can do it one-handed, or you can do both. Depends what you want. If you want to mix it up, do one hand, alternate with two, and then switch it. Just make sure you have a nice tall seat. Relax your shoulders, nice deep breaths. Good, let's do two more here. Hope everyone's feeling good. And release. So we're going to work our calves. This one can be a little tricky. You have to make sure you get it situated just right so it doesn't pop off, because sometimes that can hurt. You'll get snapped. But you're going to come down to your back, and you're going to put that band around the ball of your foot, just under your toes. And you're going to point your foot as your leg is lifted. Hold the band. As you lower it, flex your foot as much as you can. Lift it up and point. Lower and flex. So I just like to work my calves at the gym. When we get back there eventually, I use the leg press machine to actually work my calves. It's one of my favorites. I like to have nice strong calves. I'm a trail runner, so it's good to have that strength in my legs. If I have any people out there who love trails, if you've never been to Cliff Cave Park, I highly recommend it. Let's do two more on this side. It is my favorite trails to walk and run in St. Louis. They've got quite a few trails to go. They have one on the upper parking lot, and then from the lower parking lot, they have a whole bunch that you can access. Let's go ahead and switch to the other side. Put it on the ball of your foot. Point your foot. Lower it down and flex as it comes down. Point as you come up. So that might be a drive for some people, but it is definitely worth it. If you park on the lower lot, you take the asphalt park trail up. Coming off of that trail are actual dirt trails, and that's what I like to run on. And there's some on each side. They loop around. You can spend a long time. I've spent as long as almost 2 hours on the trails before just going through them all. You get a lot of deer and animals, and it's just a beautiful atmosphere to run or walk in. So can't wait till they open up that park again and those trails. Let's do two more here. And we've got one more. Good, gently release. We've got just a couple more moves that we'll do before we stretch it out. So we're going to do some clamshells. You're going to take that band, put it on your thighs again, and come onto your side. So you can just kind of rest your head on your arm here. Keep your feet glued together. You're going to lift up that right leg and then bring it in. Keeping the knee bent, open, and then close. You can take your hand to your hip, or it can be right in front of you. Open and close. Let's do about 4 more on this side, then we're going to switch. And then I have one more exercise, and then we will stretch it out for a couple minutes. Hopefully you can stay. We'll probably go a couple minutes over, so hopefully you can stay and stretch it out with me. Very important to stretch after your exercise. We've got one more here. You're just going to switch sides, so you can roll over or swing your legs around. Coming down to this side. Knees bent, glue the feet together and lift and lower. Open up the hips and bring it in. Good, nice deep breaths here. One thing I do miss about virtual classes are great because everyone has access to them and you can watch them whenever. But I do miss the face-to-face. I miss everyone's energy and seeing how everyone's doing. So I'll be very happy to get back to teaching and seeing people again. Let's do 2 more here. And we've got 1 more. Yeah, we're gonna come back to the other side. We're just gonna do some leg lifts. So we can come on down to your side. You can flex your feet and you're just gonna lift that right leg and bring it in. Lift it and bring it in. Now we're going to do 6 more, so we get 10 on each side. We've got 4 more here. You got 3 more, 2 more, 1 more. And let's switch sides. Again, you can roll over, just swing it around. And you're just going to lift that left leg and bring it down. Guys, classes are always free, but if you'd like to donate, it's greatly appreciated. Right now, we're all going through some difficult times. So I will have posted my Venmo and my PayPal accounts if you would like to make it a donation. If you can't, that's okay, no worries. I want to make sure everyone has access to workouts and to yoga, whatever you're needing in these times, these difficult times. And if you love yoga, or maybe you want to try it, Yoga Buzz on their website, yogabuzz.org, and their YouTube, they have a ton of free classes. Just come on up, take that band off. I teach every Tuesday morning at 7, the Sunrise Yoga, but we have a whole bunch of classes and meditations, always free. You are welcome to donate as well, and they also have a monthly donation program as well. Let's take that right foot forward, left leg back a little bit, come into a nice lunge here. You can come to your hands, put blocks underneath your hands, come to your elbows, whatever feels good. And that donation to Yoga Buzz helps to further their mission of making yoga more accessible to everyone, including free virtual classes. And once we get out and about again, just bringing that yoga to every person, making sure everyone has access, everyone is comfortable doing yoga, and making sure the yoga classes are accessible for everyone, regardless of your ability. We're going to take 1 more breath here. Good, and then if you have a block, you can use it here. Sometimes it's very helpful. We're going to come up to kneeling, and you're going to take your right arm back behind you. And you can stay in this twist. Or if you want to stretch out your left quad and hip flexor, bend your left knee, reach back and try and grab your foot or your ankle. So that's where this block comes in handy. It lifts you up a little bit to give you some height here. This is really uncomfortable on your knee. Feel free to put a blanket or a pillow underneath it for a little cushioning. We're going to take 1 more breath here. Gently release that leg. Come on back to your lunge, and then you're going to lengthen the right leg and flex your foot. You want to keep your spine long. So this might be where you're at today. This is a great place to stay if you're feeling a nice stretch along the back of the leg. Pull back on the right hip a bit. Maybe you can even bring your hands down while keeping that spine long. If you want to stretch your IT band the outside of your leg, let your leg open up, the outer edge of your foot fall towards the ground. Maybe even walk your hands over to the right side. Let's take 1 more breath wherever you're at in this stretch. Come back to center, and let's switch sides. Take that left foot forward. Find your nice low lunge here. Hands, maybe your blocks under your hands, or come to the elbows. You can even float your back knee if you'd like here. Nice deep breaths. And I know that eventually we will all come out of this. We'll be seeing each other's faces again. It's going to be a wonderful thing. But I think we're always going to have more of a virtual presence with classes and such From now on, it's become pretty much part of our lives. And again, makes it much more accessible for everyone. Let's come on up for that twist. Taking the left arm back and maybe taking that extra quad hip flexor stretch as well. So I do offer wellness coaching. We can do that through Zoom or Messenger or anything like that. We don't have to be in person. We can do it face-to-face virtually. If you are needing someone to talk to or needing some guidance in your life or help finding a new direction or finding help with a problem, please reach out. I have free consultation. And then if money is an issue, which I totally understand, I can work with you as well. Go ahead and release that foot. Lengthen out the left leg. Flex your foot. Pull back on the left hip and find your long spine here. Nice deep breaths. Maybe open up that leg a bit, stretching out the IT band as well. Take a couple breaths here. One more breath. Come on back to center. Come on into that lunge. Take your knee back, tuck your toes, and bring yourself into a little ball. And you're going to lengthen your legs. And just pause here for a minute. Bring your chest towards your thighs. Let your head relax. And slowly roll up, stacking your vertebrae one on top of each other. Shrug the shoulders back a few times. You're going to take your feet a little wide like we did in the beginning. Lace your fingers, flip your palms. Push your palms forward, curl in your back. Just like a cat pose in yoga. Rise up, release your hands, lace them behind you, shrug your shoulders back. Lift your chin and your chest. Take one more breath here. And gently come up, maybe take a couple twists. Then if you want to stretch out the outer hips a little bit here, take your left ankle in front of your right thigh, maybe grab a wall for some balance and have a seat right here. Try and keep your left foot flexed as much as you can. Take a couple breaths. If you are a runner, this is one of my favorite stretches after I run. Sometimes people look at me funny because I'll grab my yoga mat and take it out and do a bunch of stretches after I run, but it always makes my legs feel so much better. Let's come on up and switch sides. Right ankle in front of that left thigh and have a seat. Let's take a few breaths here. One more breath. And gently come up, release. Take a big breath in through your nose. Big open mouth exhale. You guys, awesome job. Please let me know if there's any other types of exercises you'd like to see. I am limited with my home equipment. I have bands, blocks. I have 12 and 15 pound weighted balls. I have a 12-pound weighted vest and kettlebell and a couple dumbbells. But I'm happy to do body weight exercises. Anything that you're looking for, let me know. Have a wonderful day. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow for Build, Balance, and Flow.